Hey guys, I'm Bob. Welcome to Growing Young After 50, where we're proving that life after 50 is just getting started. So join me and let's see where today's adventure takes us. And if you're enjoying the journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss what's next.
Alright guys, so it's Saturday afternoon. There's really nothing going on with deliveries today, at least during this time. It's 2 o'clock. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try out this new camera position and take a ride down to one of the bike trails and just go for a nice leisurely ride. I was going to just take the bike out at dinner time, but we're supposed to get rain right around dinner time. So I figured I'd go out, test this out now, and we'll see if we can get a nice little casual trail ride video out of it. At the very least, we'll definitely get some test footage for the camera position, because I have it mounted on a shoulder strap right now. This is the same position I used for the Philadelphia ride, but I wanted to see how it plays out with me getting on and off the bike and deliveries and that kind of stuff, because I wasn't really happy with the Philadelphia ride footage, the positioning and all. So this will give me some opportunities to play with it a little bit. I did also finally get these ergon grips. Let me tell you, man, now I know why everybody says they're great. I mean, they're really comfortable. The material, I'm really curious to see how they hold up long term. But everybody raves about them. So we'll probably stay in mostly eco mode today and just cruise. We're gonna take the light to cross, like the pedestrian light to cross Route 130. So rather just take the sidewalk right to it. Nice and painless. So this is the shortcut I refer to sometimes. A lot of times it's actually coming the other way, so we can get to the liquor store, the McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell faster, that kind of stuff. This time we're going to be going, basically we're going to simulate like we're coming from, we'll just say the liquor store, because I get a lot of deliveries from there. And cross over, and I got to get down to Riverside. So rather than taking the GPS telling me and adding an extra 2 miles, I just go through here. And there's a, I don't know, it's a service entrance or what it is back here. But it's here, and it's been open every time I've ever ridden through here. And I've never once had anybody say not to go back here. And now we're on regular roads again. There's actually a lake in my town that I've never seen or known it was there.
Feet, turn right.
I'm going to go to it.
300 feet, make a U-turn.
Okay, we can actually follow this direction. I was going to go down the other way, but we'll go back. It's going to want us to go back through the shortcut.
Make a U-turn.
And come out that way. One thing I will definitely have to do is, if this angle does prove to be better, I'm going to have to change up what I'm using for a bag, because my back is pushing against my delivery bag right now and it's very uncomfortable. I was tempted to take the delivery bag off, but it doesn't really give me a true representation then of what it would be like to use it for deliveries. So I do have a smaller delivery bag I can use at home that would probably give me that extra inch or two. The only thing we're not simulating today is we're not using the higher pedal assists and trying to go super fast. There's no point. I already know that the bike has horrible range as a delivery bike. but it's the bike I have. Oh, just for reference, I weighed myself at 284 and I have 28 pounds of pressure in the tires. That's a question I always get asked. It's a much more comfortable ride if I drop it to 20 pounds of pressure, but the range loss is really noticeable. I mean, I lost, I want to say, a third. When I was riding at 28, I would get my, we'll just say I was using 20 miles in a shift. I would get my 20 miles, but I'd end up the shift with 65% battery left. When I was using 20, it was a much more comfortable ride, still the same 20 miles, but now I was ending up the shift with 40% battery left. And that's a really, really noticeable difference. If it wasn't for these types of roads that I'm riding on now, I would just leave it at 28 and never worry about it. So we are 7 minutes away from Lake Lonnie, which I've never actually been to, so like I said.
Turn right onto South Chester Avenue.
I think what we'll do is we'll get up to Lake Lonnie, I'll cruise around there a little bit, and then I'm going to switch the camera over to the normal chin mount, and I'll probably just swap the battery out at the same time. And then that will have given me enough of a test to know if it's something I want to do.
Turn right onto South Chester Avenue.
And we can always at least know that we're getting some good footage for today.
South Chester Avenue for half a mile.
That's crazy. I'm getting that brake rotor noise again. It's got to be like something dirty in there or something. Huh. Oh well. The brakes are still working because I just did a couple of tests with only the front brakes. It's just really annoying. So that noise started happening at the end of my last shift, which was a couple of days ago. And right as I was getting ready to relocate to go to a different spot in the delivery zone, and I started hearing it, and I said, you know what? That means the night's over. I got to go home and see what's going on with the bike. And I ended the video, and I think I even said it like that. And then as I was actually ending the video, it was right after I signed off, but before I stopped recording, the noise went away. So, and I couldn't reproduce it at home. And I lifted up the front end and it was spinning the bike, and now it's gone again. So yeah, I'm gonna take it in soon and just have them do the end of year maintenance on it. Just been biding my time.
Split 1, 28 minutes, 25 seconds.
We have our
In 600 feet, turn left onto 5th Street.
Philadelphia ride tomorrow. I'm sorry, next month. Yeah, October, middle of October. So after that's all done, that'll be the last big ride, and then by that time I should know what I'm gonna do for next season. You know, if I'm gonna get a different bike, if I'm just gonna use this bike and just make some changes to it, because I'm gonna use this bike and keep this bike. I'm gonna swap the tires out to something more street friendly. And then I'm also going to look for another brand new battery so I can have 2 batteries for it. I'm not optimistic about that though, because Aventon already took the batteries off their site, at least when I looked at it. So I'm really trying to decide if I want to make the jump to the SR, which I know is a good bike. Misty has one. I used to have one. My only complaint is, and I know I said before, there's nothing to worry about with the 36 volt system. Well, hindsight there is. It's the efficiency once you get over a certain range and how much power that it requires to get you, especially me, a bigger guy, up to the speed. So if I want to ride that bike and I want to do 20 miles on that bike and I do 20 miles on this bike, I always have more battery left over on this bike, which shouldn't happen because this bike is less efficient with the tires, and the whole concept of the 36 volt system is supposed to be more efficient, which maybe I'm wrong, maybe I got that backwards, but I'm nervous about buying a bike for deliveries and not being happy with it. I was considering maybe getting the Electric Expedition 2.0, which is a full-length cargo bike, and if you get the dual battery long-range version, it has 3 times the range this bike has, just on amp hours, because this bike is 15 amp hours.
In 600 feet, turn left.
I'm sorry, it's not 3 times, it's a little over 2 times, because that's 35 amp hours, this is 15. But they estimate you can get 100 miles of range pedaling, just on throttle. And if you pedal and you're in the, the optimal conditions, you can get a ridiculous 200 plus miles. Yeah, I've never been here, so I don't know where I'm getting myself into. But you know what, and I don't think I want to ride trails. It's muddy. This is alright right here, but now let's see what's up here. Sure enough, there it is. I've never been back here. I've lived here for 30 plus years and never knew it was here. There you go, there's your delivery simulation. So, okay, well, I'm going to swap the battery out and then swap the camera position and we'll continue on. Look who came up to see me. Hey guys. Oh, see, that's the backpack mount. It's pretty nice. It has a ball swivel and you can do normal. And these guys aren't scared at all. They're coming right on up. I don't have anything to give you. Well, I hope you go catch some bugs. Oh, that's a piece of paper, buddy. Don't eat that. Alright, so... Oh, there's a fish jump right there.
Head northwest, then make a U-turn. In 600 feet, continue onto 5th Street.
Yeah, so I put the backpack in my delivery bag, and we're back on my chin mount on my helmet, and I have way more comfort now. So this is traditionally how I do my videos, which I don't mind. I know some people are always worried because when you move your head too much or you get that dizzying effect. So we have to come back here before it starts getting too cold. Really ride around because like I said, I really don't know anything about this place other than it's here. Yeah, if I decide to keep this bike, the changes I'm going to make, I'm going to
Continue on 5th Street for half a mile.
put I don't really need to hear her right now. I know where I'm going, I just like having it up. So if I do keep this bike for delivery purposes, then I'm going to change the tires and tubes to something, well, tubes will just be another set because these ones have flat out and I just want to keep them for these tires. I will get a set of probably the HEB Allscapes or the Ultraverse. They're essentially the same tire. That'll give me a smoother contact patch. I might actually get the Viperus because if I'm going to use this for deliveries, the Viperus will be better on the street. It's just not going to be any good on anything other than hard packed dirt. You know what? Let's go this way. I don't know that I've ever been down here. Ooh, nice boat. So, my options for getting another bike would be get another Aventon. We really love the Aventons. Like I said, my only concern is with my weight and the 36 volt system. If I find that that's still the best bike for me, then all I'm going to do is I'm going to order the SR and I'm going to get a second battery at the same time, and that'll be that. You know, if I need to worry about range, I'll just swap them. If I go with electric, I thought about getting the XP4 and the long range step through, but it only has a 350 pound weight limit, and I know I'm 285 pounds right now, or 284, whatever it was. The closer you are to that weight limit, the more stress you put on things. Like this bike has a 400 pound weight limit, and I guarantee you I'm stressing, you know, the cranks on it, stuff like that. So I'd rather not go with a bike that I'm that close to in weight limit. I'd rather go with something that has a buffer. That's why I was thinking the Expedition 2.0. The only negative to that, because actually that looks like a really good bike. The only negative to that for me personally is the fact that it's a longer bike, and I live in an apartment, and it's already going to be a stretch having 3 bikes in my apartment, because I have my bike, I have Misty's bike, and then a new bike. So, not exactly sold on getting another one, or getting a longer bike, I should say. My other option would be to get the Aventure 3.0, which, let me tell you, I really like that bike a lot, but it doesn't make sense for me to get it for deliveries when I have this. If I wasn't using it for deliveries and I just wanted to have like replace this bike, that would 100% be the bike I get. So then I also thought about 2 other bikes, the Testway and the Anioki, I think it's AQ177, I don't know. It's a step through dual motor 70 amp hour battery bike that'll, it's a cadence sensor, it'll do like 30, between 30 and 35. Oh, feeling raindrops. Yeah, we might have to just turn right around. Oh, we'll get to the end of the road. So anyway, the Anioki, that was the one I thought I was set on, and I started watching some reviews on it, and it's some real world use, and I felt like it seemed like every single person who had one had a small issue that they had to fix. And when you spend $2,000 on a bike, you don't want no small issues. You want that thing to be perfect. So, it makes me nervous. Alright, so to the left of me is the Miko Island Park. And you can go back there and do some trail riding and stuff like that. But then it's also the beginning of the only bike route, or bike path in our town. This actually takes you through 2 or 3 towns, I forget, but it's pretty nice. It's very nice, very laid back. There's a section of it where it actually has traffic circles for bikes. It's very well done, and I really wish we saw this in more of the areas. It runs along the Rancocas Creek and then the Delaware River. So I can't remember, I think that is actually PA on the other side over there. But like this is still Jersey right here. So that's actually called Hawk Island, and there's trails and all back there, which I recently figured out how to get to, because for years I didn't know how to get to those trails. So you can see like I said, it's a really nice little route. First time we came through here, it was funny because we were shocked. We saw so many deer just like right on the edge of the path, and you hardly ever see deer. Man, I think I live about 2.5 miles away, 3 miles away. But you know, it makes sense because the deer have to go somewhere, and there's not a lot of areas for them to go around here. tell I'm not the only one who had an idea to go out and ride today. Hoping this storm, like this little shower, just passes, because it's not coming down hard. I can just feel the wetness. Okay. And then here's the little bridge right here. So when we get up here, we have to share the road with the cars, which I'm perfectly used to. One of the things I actually didn't know, and it's kind of a shame because I'm a driver, that symbol there, I always thought just meant, hey, bike path. But no, that symbol there is for people in a car. It tells them that you are now on a shared road and must share the road with people on bikes. And I didn't know that. So because of this area, like the loop that I was going to do, it's called the Pennington Loop. Because the Pennington Loop, it is essentially about, I think it's like 6 miles each way. I think I should probably just not risk a full-on downpour and start cruising back to the house, because I am minimum 3 miles from the house, probably a little further than that. Right now we're 8 3/4 miles and we're still at 99% battery. But yeah, once again, we're cruising, not going fast, lowest pedal assist. If I could do deliveries like this, it'd be perfect. But my average delivery is what, 3 miles, we'll just say. Anyway, what I was saying is there's a ramp and then there's a section up on the platform that is solid so that you could ride the bike over it and not have to feel like you have to hop train tracks, which I didn't know was like that. I assumed you couldn't get over it, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna go this way. No real route right now. I'm just kind of going in the general direction towards home. This is a lot of the area I actually do the deliveries in, so you probably recognize some of it. Like the road to my right is the river road that a lot of times I get stuck because it's a 45-mile-an-hour road and there's no shoulder, no anything. This is one of the smoother roads in Riverside, and you can see it ain't very smooth. And perfectly honest, this area is where I feel the 28 pounds of tire pressure the most. When I'm in the 20 pound, it's a lot more forgiving, you know, because basically the tires act like extra shock absorbers. We're going to keep going up to here, make a right at the light, take that road down, and that will take us to Chester, which is the road that the diner and McDonald's are on. See, they paved this. Can't wait for them to do the rest of it. We're actually heading back towards Lake Lonnie, whereas where we stopped and saw the ducks and I changed the camera. On some of that new pavement for a little bit. It'd be really cool if Aventon had offered this bike in a 20 amp hour. Then I honestly don't know that I would get a new one. Alright, well, we'll work our way towards the house. These are some of the areas you normally would see me in anyway. And we'll get a little something for late lunch, early dinner. Get ready to go out and do a car shift. That's one thing I should do you guys want me to do any videos in the car? Well, I guess if nothing else, we'll have been out for over an hour riding and probably going to end up with about a 12-mile ride, something like that. Oh, I do have to do another test ride with my new helmet, because I got a fully enclosed full face helmet. It's actually DOT legal, so if I do decide to get a motorcycle next year, it'll be legal to ride with it. But the main reason I got it is it's similar to what I'm using now, but the one I'm using now is all vented. So in the next month or so, when the temperature starts getting down in the 40s and 50s, I'm not going to want to wear it. And I actually did already get a chin mount for it, so I wanted to take it out and test it and put it through its paces to make sure that I want to keep it long term before the return window ends. So I did order it through Amazon. It's a Fox Racing. It's actually the same one that John Hicks recommends. I don't know if anybody watches his videos. But I also have the communication set up to put in it too, so that I can go and ride with my brother-in-law and nephew. Whenever they want to do our trail rides, I can grab my bike and helmet and just go out, and it's a mesh intercom, so the three of us can talk to each other. And it'll also work Bluetooth, so I can make it work with Misty when she has her set up high on her helmet. And if she ever decides to get a full face helmet, or just something that has ear flaps, that's all you really have to have. It doesn't have to be full face. I can add, because I actually have two of the mesh intercom systems, I can add one to hers. I already have it. 95% battery, a little over 11 miles. Looks like they're getting ready for Halloween. I'll have to ride back when it's all done. Alright, well, I will hit 12 miles no problem by the time I get home. And you can see a 93% battery. I stayed in eco the entire time, used the throttle a couple of times, sparingly. Take a picture of what it's actually at when I get home. But thanks for everything. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Saw we got our first subscriber who has a channel over in London. Sorry, he's in Lincoln, UK. Lincoln Eats. Congrats on him. He just hit 1,000 subscribers too. He had some good things to say about one of our videos there. But we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for everything. Thank you for just taking the time to drop a comment, a like, even just click on it and watch it for a minute. You know, everything really helps and just really makes me feel like we do actually are starting to build some kind of community. And that's what it's all about. So, until the next time, guys. Thanks. See ya.